Hey guys, what's up? I am back with a brand new video and it's time to do a speed test comparison between the Samsung Galaxy A52s 5G versus the Poco X3 GT. And guys, in the Poco X3 GT is powered by MediaTek Dimensity 1100 processor with 8 GB of RAM, while on the Samsung A52s 5G we have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 778G chipset with 8 GB of RAM as well. On the back we have a triple cameras from the Poco X3 GT, while on the Samsung we have quad cameras on the back. Also we have 64 megapixel main camera on both phones. We have optical image stabilization on the Samsung, which is not really available on the Poco X3 GT. Also we have a 12 megapixel ultra wide. Also we have 5 megapixel macro and a 5 megapixel depth sensor, while on the X3 GT we have a 8 megapixel ultra wide. Also we have a 2 megapixel macro. Although the back it is made up of plastic as well as the frame on both phones. Now let's quickly boot both of these phones up at the same time. Here we go. Let's see which one is going to be the fastest one, Samsung logo versus a Poco logo. Also we have Android 11 on both phones. We have Samsung One UI version 3.1, while on the Poco we have a MIUI version 12.5. Latest software on both phones. And the Poco X GT, it is a little bit more faster when it comes to booting up as compared to the Samsung. About half a second difference there between these two devices. And guys, you can see that on both phones has a really beautiful display. We have 6.5-inch Full HD Super AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate, while on the Poco X3 GT we have 6.67-inch Full HD IPS LCD display with 120Hz refresh rate. And both phones also has a punch hole. The punch hole it is more smaller on the Samsung as compared to the X3 GT. Also you can see that and the bottom chain it is more smaller on the Samsung as compared to the X3 GT. Everything's closed up in the background, no application is running in the background. Also we have same Wi-Fi network on both phones, and the first application we have is the phone dialer, that is a little bit more faster on the Samsung if I'm not wrong. Next on the list is the settings, launching at the same time, exactly the same on both phones. Now let's go to the display and you can see we have 120Hz refresh rate on both phones. We have IPS LCD display, while on the Samsung we have Super AMOLED display, so that's really good thing. Now let's check out some more application like Amazon shopping on both phones, launching at the same time. Again we have a Dimensity 1100 processor on the Poco, a little bit more faster on the Poco. Now let's see the scrolling, and that is feels really smooth on both phones. 120Hz refresh rate, no issue whatsoever on both phones. Now let's check out some games application. Now let's start off with the Candy Crush Saga. Again we have a Snapdragon 778G, more faster on the Poco X3 GT as compared to the Samsung. And both phones also have the dual speakers. Here is the speakers of the X3 GT looks like, and you can see, and let me show the speakers of the Samsung as well. And here is the speakers of the Samsung as well, and you can see, and the X3 GT speakers has a more bass. Let's see Instagram, exactly the same on both phones. Let's see pin out, again faster on the Poco X3 GT. Let's see Snapchat, faster again on the Poco. Let's see Spotify, faster on the Poco again. Now let's see Subway Surfer, and you can see that, and the performance on the X3 GT it is much better as compared to the A52s 5G. So now let's see Temper 2 on both phones. Now let's see Temper 2 on both phones, and faster on the exactly the same on both phones. As you can see, no difference between X3 GT versus A52s 5G. Now let's open the PUBG Mobile on both phones, last game application we have in this speed test. Again we have a Dimensity 1100 processor versus a Snapdragon 778G. X3 GT faster there, and the A52s also right behind there. Now let's opening up the router, faster on the Samsung as compared to the X3 GT. Now let's open the Zedge at the same time, faster on the Samsung as compared to the X3 GT. Now let's see the scrolling, really smooth on both phones, no difference between these two devices. Obviously we have 120Hz refresh rate on both phones. Last time I launching the cameras on both phones, default camera app. Now let's see that default camera app. That is exactly the same on both phones, no difference there. Again, we have 64 megapixel main camera on both phones. We have optical image stabilization, while on the XCGT we does not have any OIS. Also the A52s 5G also has a IP67 water and dust resistance, while on the XCGT we also have a IP53 rating as well. Now let's see internet browsing speed. I am seeing the for Samsung internet browser on the Samsung, while on the XCGT we have Google Chrome. Now let's opening up the wikipedia.org. Exactly the same. Now let's see the scrolling, and again very smooth on both phones. 120 Hz refresh rate, madness. Now let's open this English. Faster on the XCGT as compared to the Samsung. Let's see the scrolling again, very smooth. 120 Hz, no lag whatsoever on both phones. Next on the list is the apple.com. Faster on the Samsung as compared to the XCGT, so that's really surprising. iPhone 13 Pro. So now let's see the scrolling, very smooth, no lag whatsoever on both phones. Now let's see RAM management on both phones. Again we have 8 GB of RAM. Now let's see that who is performed good in the RAM management. On the Samsung we also have a extended RAM feature. Let's see that who is performed good in the RAM management. Phone dialer, no refresh. Let's see settings. Amazon shopping, no refresh. Let's see Candy Crush Saga, that got refresh on the XCGT. Instagram, let's see Pinout, refresh again on the XCGT. Let's see Snapchat, no refresh. Let's see Spotify, that got refresh I feel on the XCGT. Let's see Subway Surfer, again refresh. Let's see Temper and 2, refresh. Let's see PUBG Mobile, and that is also refreshed on the XCGT as you can see. Now let's opening up the Twitter, that is refresh. Zedge, that got refreshed on the XCGT. Last way back to the internet browser where we left, and you can see. Now let's open this, and very similar on both phones. So overall up to say regarding the apps opening speed, as you can see that in Poco XCGT is speed the Samsung Galaxy A52s 5G in the game app loading time, as well as in some system based application in terms of the RAM wise, and the Samsung Galaxy A52s 5G is perform more better in the RAM management. Also the XCGT also has a 5000 mAh battery size with a 67 watt fast charging adapter also available in the box, while on the A52s 5G is give you a 4500 mAh battery size with the 15 watt adapter in the box. But the A52s 5G also support 25 watt fast charging as well. Also on the XCGT which does not have any headphone jack, as you can see. So that's about it, and thank you so much for watching this speed test comparison between the Samsung Galaxy A52s 5G versus the Poco XCGT. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel for the tech videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.